This is a piece by Multiplicity, where you see on one side an Israeli going through the freeway of his country, and on the other side a Palestinian trying on the same side, same space, trying to go through his own roads. And you will see the difference between the two sides, much in the same way as you see the difference in Lorenzetti fresco between the good government and the bad government. It's another way of showing that in modern time and with modern technology, we are still struggling with the same question of representation of a very complex issue in politics by great art. And then we have different medium there by Lucy Kimball, an artist from England. And you are asked to take one of these little things here to show your political involvement. Not your political position, your political involvement. Mine is very simple. I recycle. And I raised issue. But there are several and you can take them. Don't hesitate to take them. So we are entering the last part of the exhibition, which is about new eloquence. Not exactly rhetoric, but eloquence. That is, once we have seen what the parliaments are able to do, the real parliament, once we have seen what the other quasi-parliament are able to do, we would like now to understand what are the new ways to articulate politics by using technologies. Some technology are classical, but some are completely new. And this is the attempt to produce a new type, a new definition of political voice. This is a group called Bureau d'études, and they have tried to represent capitalism by showing all the network quality of this big organization. And the whole idea is to represent again the question of capitalism in a new artistic way. This is the first image ever taken of political crowd. This is 1848. And of course, the representation by the media is still very important today. Crowds are always there to be represented, not only politically, but also artistically.
So when you meet someone for the first time, you might ask them, "Where are you from?" A lot of people have a hard time with that question. They might say, "I'm from all over the place." So these days, to avoid awkwardness, you often ask, "Where are you based?" Issues have a similar awkwardness. So in this exhibition called The Places of Issues, we ask, where is the issue based and where is the issue happening?
Over the last years, we have developed a piece of software which is called the Issue Crawler. And it has been done by the GovCom.org Foundation in Amsterdam. And this piece of software we use to find networks on the web, on the World Wide Web. And in particular, we're interested in networks that configure around issues, around hot topics, subjects of scandal. Well, these issues, of course, have a resemblance or make you think of the things of this exhibition, so the matters of concern.
My name is Steve Dietz, and I'm the curator of web-based projects for making things public. The vehicle for these projects is called Fair Assembly, which is an online database, an open database, that anyone can submit their project to. Fair Assembly and the web-based projects are really looking at the virtual world as the kinds of tools that create publics. An example of that would be Ken Goldberg's Demonstrate project, which uses a robotic surveillance camera to create a public around the issues of surveillance and what is public space in an increasingly hybrid society of the virtual and the physical. The exhibition becomes a kind of device for creating a public for the topics of making things public through the Project Fair Assembly.
Su estallido más importante, su rebelión contra esa forma democrática representativa en el año 89, y es cuando el pueblo venezolano comienza a tener una conciencia de su propio poder y su propia conducción de su destino.
Ja, es handelt sich hier um das sogenannte Forschungszentrum für geteilte Inkompetenz, Research Center for Shared Incompetence. Bei dieser Arbeit handelt es sich um eine 1,5-jährige Forschung in einem Pflegeheim bzw. Pflegestation für Schwerstbehinderte und Patienten im Wachkoma. Wir haben zu dritt 1,5 Jahre dort uns aufgehalten und unsere Beobachtungen gemacht. Diese Beobachtungen in Form von Fotos, Skizzen, Malerei, Erfahrungen haben wir hier versucht, in Form einer Pinnwand wiederzugeben. Diese Pinnwand ist eine besondere Pinnwand. Sie ist eine PVC-Membran, die auf sich selbst gefaltet ist und die umgangen werden kann, sodass man am Ende wieder am Anfang ist und, wenn man will, wieder von vorne beginnen kann. Bei den Patienten auf dieser Pflegestation handelt es sich um sogenannte unmündige Patienten. Sie können also nicht für sich selber sprechen und andere Leute und andere Menschen entscheiden für sie. Und diese anderen, also meistens Vertreter der Gesundheitsberufe, sind permanent in einem permanenten Abwägungsprozess, welche Entscheidungen getroffen werden sollen. Weil sich in diesem Kontext natürlich Prognose, Diagnose und Therapie meist in einem sehr unsicheren Rahmen bewegen. Somit werden auch diese Leute, die sogenannten Experten, zu inkompetenten Menschen in bestimmten Situationen. Und dennoch müssen aber permanent diese Entscheidungen getroffen werden. Und so glauben wir, dass ein Gang durch dieses Research Center oder dieses Forschungszentrum für geteilte Inkompetenz möglicherweise Leute auch anregt, über ihre eigene Rolle im Zusammenhang mit Gesundheitssystem nachzudenken.
So the whole concept behind the project is a little bit to show that behind every product on your plate there is a whole landscape and people going on, normally hidden. But now this project reveals the hidden landscape and personalities behind one dairy project. And we followed this dairy product from the udder of the cow in Latvia towards the mouth of the consumer in the Netherlands. And it turns out to be cheese, and one of those cheeses is situated there. So it's really in the installation now. But this line, we followed all the people who are connected into this dairy transport, and they are all portrayed. And now a new person starts in the installation, you get a couple of minutes information about them. We track them with a GPS system, and the results of the trackings are to be shown on this radio object thing, and you can follow them. But this visualization we also showed to those people themselves. So here they are commenting on their own tracks, which we show them, and they also in between those comments they of course tell about how they arrange their daily life. Yeah. And these are Latvian farmers. But if you follow the whole installation, if you stay here for a while, then it goes from person to person to person, and it ends with people in the Netherlands.
It's very important that the show ends with Otto Neurath, because Otto Neurath was an activist, a philosopher of science, a socialist, and also a designer. And he designed in 1930 a complete set of images which he called isotype in order to make visible and make public statistics for the people of Vienna. And here we end the show with it because we want to be able to manifest again this association between philosophy of science, politics, statistics, design, architecture, and making things public. So here, when people leave the show with Neue, they can say, we did as well, or they say, these guys are much better than you are. And that's what I want the message of the show at the end be. All of that is already an unusual show. But in addition, we double the difficulty. We envelop the show into a work of art, which is the idea of representing the passage of time. And the idea is that politics, I took the idea from The Phantom Public, which is a book by Walter Lippmann, the famous political philosopher and journalist of the 1930s, a pragmatist in the United States. And The Phantom Public, we had with Michel in 2002 the strange idea of redoing it, that is, of materializing through digital technology what it is to be embodied into the politic. But politic understood now as something that passes through, as a geist, as a ghost, as a phantom.
So the general idea is to use a digital object, and we have three kinds of digital objects classified by input, object, black box computers, and output. So for the output is the most important for us because it's the feedback written directly. And for that we have a spotlight, like 40 spotlight on the exhibition space, LCD screen for to manage the image, a slogan text, a color and the video, a video projection with the same things, display message, just a slogan and private message, and the speakers, 16 speakers on the space with real-time processing audio. This is for the output. For the input, we use a sensor, and especially a distance sensors, just close the object, and we know exactly where you are, just near the object, and you keep this value for to map on the actors. And also a switch button, very simple things, just switch button green and red, and you can imagine to have just an action like a 1, just to push the button. And also RFID antenna, it's a new thing for us because the RFID antenna, we have a badge at the main entrance with the stickers, and we generate a nickname on this badge, and each time you are near an antenna, we know who are here, and especially it's very nice for us to count how many people are in this place, and especially who are just near this object. And you use that technology to count the people, and also to have a direct feedback with a private message, like hello, Mr. Toto, it's a nickname right on your badge. Also for the input, we use a microphone, just a microphone to keep the sound, the rimmer, the video sound, many things like this, and we use for the DSP treatment for the speakers, and to create a small ambiance sound on the space.
Mais tout ça, il ne faut pas le dire. Il faut vivre l'expérience.
Yes.
And now we are opening the Parliament der Dinge. Only with Peter Weibel can you do this sort of thing. But the fourth person I want to thank are the people of Karlsruhe, the good citizen of Bad Württemberg, because they made possible this amazing place in which we are tonight. In the depth of my heart, I want to say in very, very bad German, like President Kennedy did, Ich bin ein Karlsruher. And now, back to the thing.